Hello. I just woke up if you can't tell. I slept in braids, so they're a mess. But I am home. I've been home for a couple of days, but I haven't had anything to film. Um but this is going to be my best books of the year. Um I'm going to divide it into categories. Ooh, you're sitting on all my stuff. Phobos. My cat. Or one of my cats. Anyway, I've got it kind of divided into categories, but not genres. You'll see. But within the categories, they're in no particular order, just like the order I wrote them down in. So, the first category is absolutely, positively best books. Can't stop thinking about it. You have to read this. Okay? So, Sorcery of Thorns is one of those. That book was so good. I want that book to be a series so bad. I want more of that book. It was so good. I know I have a review for that one up. I'm going to try to just give you guys the list and not gush too much. And then Lost Japan. I think I've got a review for this one up as well. Sorcery of Thorns is by Margaret or Marjorie or something. It came out this year. It should be easy to find. Lost Japan is by Alex Kerr, I believe, and it is translated. It's just really good. I really enjoyed it. I learned a lot. It's nonfiction. I learned a lot. It's got a bunch of chapters about different things about Japan. This was an Always Doing cousin from Always Doing talked about this, and go check out her channel because she's really cool. But I read it because of her and I really enjoyed it. I think I have a review on that one as well. And then Hiroshima Diary. It's right in front of my face and I just can't get it out of my mouth. Hiroshima Diary. I read that in January or February. That was another thing that cousin from Always Doing mentioned. Those are very large slices. Thank you. Did you take the end piece for yourself?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you, dear.
Love you.
I love you. That's also nonfiction and translated, and it's exactly what it says. It's a doctor that was living in Hiroshima during when the bombs dropped, and they didn't know what radiation sickness was. So it was him going through and trying to figure out what's going on. Why are all these people that should be getting better dying months later? It's really sad. But it's really well done. I learned a lot. I definitely recommend reading it. I know I've got a review of that one up. Okay, the next category is books I really like. They're still totally 5-star books, but they're maybe that first category is 6-star books on a 5-star scale. These are maybe 5.5, 5.75, or maybe they're just not as new shiny, but I still absolutely love them and you need to read them. So there is The Vanishing Season, which is the last book in, it's by Dot Hutchison, and it is the last book in, I don't know what the name of the series is, but it's her crime procedural thriller kind of series. I don't know how to explain it, but I love those books. Pre-ordered this one. Loved it. I'm really sad that the series is over, but I highly recommend the whole series. This book came out this year, so it's the one I read this year. And while I was sad that it ended, she ended it really well and tied up all the loose ends, and I was really happy with how she tied everything up. So there's that. I probably did a review. I probably have done a review on most of these. Sugar Daddies is a romance. I don't remember the author, Jade something. I know I did a review on this one. It's a romance. It's smutty. It's definitely adult, so don't read it if you're not 18, blah, blah, blah. But, I really like the story. Like, setting aside all the mush and the smut and stuff, I really like the story. It was really well done. The poly representation was really well done. I love you.
I love you too. I'm taking your books.
Okay. It's 8:55. If you want to drop them off and then, like, wait a few minutes, you can pick mine up. I love you. Okay. Circe by, is that Madeline Miller? Everybody's been talking about this since it came out. Alex and I started reading it together, and he's still got to finish it, but I couldn't wait any longer, so I finished it on my own, and he said that was fine. It was really, really good. I read the hard copy, not the audiobook. But, it was really, really good. I couldn't put it down. Then The Fever King. I forget who this is by. I'm pretty sure I did a review on it. Like I said, I've probably done a review on most of these, but I'm not sure. This one was like one of those ones where, because I have Amazon Prime, I can get a Kindle book for free before it releases. I don't do that every month, but I had this on my Kindle and I was at work and I needed something to read desperately, so I started reading it. Couldn't put it down. It was so good. And I was upset because the second book doesn't come out until next year. So I'm like really excited for that second book. I had never heard of this. Nobody had talked about it. Nobody has talked about it that I've heard of. But it's so good. It's the kind of book that you would think everybody would be talking about, but I haven't heard anybody talk about it. And then the last couple of things I had to talk about are still in this category, but they're entire series. If that makes sense. So first is the Murderbot series. I've read all the ones this year. I read all of the ones that were out so far. And I am in love. Emily Fox from Books with Emily Fox talks about these a lot. And they're novellas, although the next one is going to be like bigger. But I loved these. I love Murderbot. And I mentioned it to I'll mention it to people, or I'll mention it to like my parents or something, and they're like, Murderbot? What are you reading now? But it's just, there's a reason that is the android. Well, I don't know if you call her an android. Well, not her either. I don't know if you would call them an android. There we go. But read Murderbot. It's so good. It's like science fiction, mystery, space. If you have watched Firefly and you know like the way their government works there, it's kind of like that, but it's really corporate and it's just really good. I cannot wait for the next book. I am going to be doing a most anticipated books of 2020 video, but I haven't obviously done it yet. So definitely that series. And then Cressida Cowell. Okay, first off, the audiobooks are narrated by David Tennant. So most of these I listen to on audiobook. So the first series is the How to Train Your Dragon series. I like the movies are good, but the books are so much better. The problem with her books is the audiobooks are amazing and narrated by David Tennant, and he does such a good job. I haven't finished this series yet, but I've read most of them this year. And most of those I read on audiobook. I've only read one or two in person, like on paper. But when you get the physical copies, the art is so cute and there's like maps and stuff. So it's a toss-up with any of her books that I've read. But the How to Train Your Dragon series is amazing. I'm almost through it. I've only got a couple of books left. But it's so good. And then the Wizards of Once series. Alex and I listened to the first audiobook together going to a college visit. And we didn't finish it that trip. And he would not let me pick it up again on my own. I'm pretty sure I've done reviews for a lot of these books. He wouldn't let me pick it up again on my own. I had to wait until our next college visit thing, and so we could finish it together. And then I got the second book out, and I read the paper copy because they didn't have a CD version. The only audio version they had was on one of those Playway things, and he got that, so he finished it before me. So he was all over me to read book 2, and I finally read it, and it was so good. I've got book 3 out from the library right now, and neither of us have read it yet. It just came out in like October or something, so that series, definitely. I think that's everything on my list, but, yeah, those are my best books of 2019, and it's just December 28th. So it's possible I could have something else to add to this list, but I don't think so. I mean, I'm planning to read more books before the end of the year, but I got a new video game. I got The Outer Worlds for Christmas. So, of what I've got that I'm probably going to read before the end of the year, the only thing that might be on this is The Queens of Innis Lear, but I've only read like 10 pages of this. Alex got it for me. So, this is going to be my official best books of 2019. If there's something else that I want to add to the list, when I do the review of the book, I'll tell you guys, but we're going to say this is the list because I'm tired of putting off filming this. So that's pretty much it. Have you guys read any of these? Are any of these your favorite books? Or do you want to pick up any of these now? Questions, comments, opinions, let me know down below. Otherwise, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.